So welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we'll be doing some things about the basic JavaScript, that is DSA. In last stream I was doing with React. I haven't explained how the basic JavaScript works right now. So we'll be doing a project, a very beginning project, like a clock. We'll be making a clock in JavaScript, a digital clock, normal clock where you can see time on your desktop. We'll be making that large clock using basic HTML, CSS and JavaScript file. So let's start and see how does this go. So I'll say clock.html. First of all, need a HTML file using HTML5 and all set. That's our snippet. Title will be clock using JavaScript. Okay, so first of all, we gave a title to our page. We'll start the page and see how does this go. So this is what we are gonna make. I have took this example from the Geeks for Geeks. Just check, yeah, mic is working. So this is the output we are working on. This is actually a normal snippet tag. To check the live output, they have given this also, where as you can see, this is the output where it's showing live. The time right now is 7:42:31 seconds PM, which is same as mine in the clock. So what we're gonna make is, we're gonna make this in different files. They have made it in a single file, HTML, CSS and JS. We'll be making the same project in different files. Okay, we want to make this projects in different files. It should have a HTML file, a CSS file and a JS file. So this is our project basically, that what we going to make. For starter, I'll just write a div, in div I'll put, in this div I'll give a class. I can give a class or ID also. I'll prefer ID is more better using JavaScript. After giving an ID, just a second guys, I'm setting up my stream on my phone also. Yeah, so in the ID I'll give it as a name clock. So we'll be using this ID for both the things, for this also, for CSS file also and for JS file also. In this we'll write something as h1 and we'll be putting what time is it right now. So we'll putting hh rr, then minute and second. Okay, so that's how we going to work for right now, where we can see the rr, minute and second. Now what I want to do is, this is all the HTML structure that we are required. We'll just do one thing, we'll center this right for the starters. In HTML you can just use center tag and it's all set. So you don't need to write different CSS. We are just, decreasing our work by just writing a simple tag. Now we are going to link a CSS file. First I'll make a CSS file, clock.css. Okay, so clock.css file. In this clock.css file, I'll be just adding normal CSS. So for the body, I'll take a background as black, simple black. I haven't linked the CSS file, that's why it didn't took the change. So inside the head only, we have to write a link CSS1, where we have to just change this name to clock.css, and there we go, it's all black. Okay, so after that, after doing the body thing, what we're gonna do is we'll write hashtag, because we have taken it as a ID. We'll write hashtag. If it's a class, we can take it as, you can say, a dot also. So for now we'll take a hashtag because it's an ID. We'll write a clock here, and we'll write the CSS inside this brackets. For the starters, I want the text color. Now I want the color to be white. Text should be text. For the text we have to write font family. For this we have to write font family. For the font family, it should be something like sans serif, I can say. I'll take this. Okay, I'll take a cursive one. Okay, so now I am able to see the time right now. After this, what we're gonna do is we're gonna add padding in the x-axis, that is padding top only. In CSS we have to write the whole code, so it should be padding top, which should be off. You can give here, one good thing is you can give here percentage. I'll start from the 10%, go to 15%, and I think it's in center, right, 20%. But when you view this, let's say in the whole laptop only, you can see here that in layout, in computed, padding is taking place. If I go to this, you see it's taking this much space, the whole green and the blue space. So what we can do right here is we can give it a height, width and height. We can work using width and height, I guess, if you want. So rather than putting this, let's work on width and height. I also want a border around this clock, right? I'll first add a border. It's white, 2px and solid, and that's all. There's the border. Now I have to assign the width. Width should be 20%. Let's talk from 20%. It's 20% now. Now the problem here arises, even I have used center tag, it's going that side. The reason is the width. The width. We want the width to be proper, which is perfect for 20. Okay, then what we're gonna do is, let's do one thing. Text align center. Okay, it's now inside the width, it's proper inside the width. Now the next thing we're gonna add CSS in this is we have to bring it in between here, somewhere here, right here. Okay, so let's use margin top and margin. We can use margin top is 25%. Sorry, make it 20. Yeah, and margin from the left, which will be again 25%, should be around 40%, almost there. Make it 38%. Yeah, and it's in almost kind of center. Let's try one more thing. Rather than putting this, let's try align items center and for now remove this thing and let's see what happens. Nothing. Let's add one more thing. Justify content sent, and for this you have to write display flex. Does it work? No, it doesn't. Okay, so display, let's say if we add absolute, would it work? No. Okay. Keep the display aside for right now and let's go with this back to and perfect. Okay, so yeah, this is looking perfect. Now for now we have done most of the things right here. We have took the HTML, CSS, we have taken the clock. Now the next thing what we are gonna do is we're gonna add a JS. For that, first let me make a JS file. So for that, clock.js. I'll give the same names. We'll only require 3 files for this. This is clock.js, clock.css and clock.html. In HTML we are linking everything with the structure. In CSS we are handling the styling of the HTML file, and in JavaScript we'll assign the functionality. Okay, so this is simple beginning DSA project that I am telling you to do. Very easy. This much code you have to write in JS, and this also, this much code you have to write. For JS, for right now we'll just see how the JS is. See, so this is the JS basically, where we are taking a function of set interval. Okay, I'll show you from gigs only, not from here. Okay. So basically this is our JS file which we have to develop logic about. So basically what we have to do is very easy. We have to set the time for 12 hours format. Okay, if we want 24 hours we can make it also 24 hours, but for now we have to just make 12 hours. Okay, then after that we have to make the R functionality, that is if the R is greater than 10, then 0 plus R and else put the R. What's this? Let's see what is this. I am also learning, guys, so let's see what is this. Let's Monica this. Explain this code. Okay, they are using a ternary operator. Ternary operator is basically used for, you know, the if else only, but it's easier to use in a single line. So the code uses the conditional ternary operator to check if the value of r minute or second is less than 10. If it is, it pretends a 0 to the value, otherwise it keeps the original value. This is commonly used for time formatting to ensure that single digit hours, minutes and seconds are displayed with a leading 0. Okay, so the thing is, the time is still 60, right? So it will show me not 0 and whatever the r is, that is not, it will not show me if it's a 1 hour, it won't show me 1. Sorry, it won't show me 0, 1. It will only show me 1. So what? See, I am talking about this 0, this 0, this 0 and this 0. Okay. So this zeros should be added, right? To ensure these zeros, we have to write this ternary operator code. So we can get zeros if there are single digit numbers in your time format. Okay, because see, what we have assigned is hours, minutes, and seconds. So if it's the first second, it will just show 1, and this will be a garbage value and it will throw an error. We don't want that, right? So to ensure that we don't want error, what we'll do is first link up the JavaScript file. Okay, to link it up, you have to just write script outside and put src and clock.js. That's all you have to do to link the JavaScript file. Then in JavaScript file, we have to take a basic function, set interval, so that every second it is updated. What we have to write here is set timeout. We need timeout, right? No, we don't need timeout. What we need is we have to update it for every second, right? See, the DSA is basically the process, the logic building, what you are doing. Show time. Okay, we have to write here show time, not set time. So show time. I'll write here show time, which will be 1000 seconds. Okay, we'll see this and we'll code so that things won't go wrong, or my syntaxes. So we'll be creating a function of show time. I guess it should be created somewhere. No, it's not created. There is no function created in HTML. Okay, so basically it creates a function and it shows the time. Okay, so what we'll be doing is we are displaying the time by getting the element by ID. Okay, so first of all, we have set interval and show the time to 1000. Then create a function. Okay, we have to create a function statement, name and parameters. Function name is show time. What are the parameters? You can just directly write here clock or something like that, but for now I'll keep it null because I don't want it. कुछ खा लेना. क्या खाऊं भाई? क्या खाऊं मैं? See, so in this show time, we have to first display time, right? We have to first display the time. So let time equal to new, what it is, date. Why date? Okay, so date. We'll be getting the date obviously, and null. Okay, next what we'll be doing is so time, we have first taken the date, then after that let hours. Let me get the hours first. Oh sorry, let r equal to r dot get, I guess, time dot get hours. Yeah, so from the time variable we are getting many things, that is get hours, and the parameters will come in this null thing. Correct? Oh, and there is our great donation from Chirag Pujari. So let's thank him for this great value. Thanks Chirag for 69 rupees donation. A very good number he has donated. So I'll display the top donation in the next stream. So for the next thing, what we are gonna have is let time equal to new date, let r equal to time dot get hours, then let minutes equal to, again same, time dot get time. No, get minutes. Correct? So we are taking basically the values of all. Let sec equal to time dot get seconds, not milliseconds, seconds, and boom, here we go. So basically from the new date function or the time function that we have taken into variable, that new date function, it's providing me everything, the hour variable, minute variable, and second variable. Okay, so the next thing what we are gonna do is setting up time for 12 hours, right? So if r is greater than equal to 12, correct? So if r is greater than equal to 12, correct, it's a if else statement, right? Nested if else if statement. We'll first take the if r is greater than equal to 12, then we have to again put a if statement. So if r is greater than equal to 12, then we'll put r is greater than 12 r, we have to put it minus 12, right? Not not brackets required. R equal to here, I guess, yeah, correct. So there is syntactual error here. Okay, so what we have written is if r is greater than equal to 12 and if r is greater than 12, then r equal to we have to decrement r by 12, right? It's a decrement operator, correct? You have to write it in a single statement. There is no requirement of this. Okay, so we have written it in a single statement. If r is greater than 12, r decrement by 12. Okay, so what will be happening after that is am pm equal to, we'll print it as PM. Why? Because the r is greater than 12, then we have to print 12. Okay, so we'll now come outside the loop. Outside the loop of this, you have to write else if, right? Else if r is equal to 0, which is starting hour, that is midnight 12. Okay, so we have to write here something like r equal to 12 r will be equal to 12, obviously if it's midnight, yeah, and we'll be done. Okay, so after that what we'll be doing is, yeah, setting the am pm equal to, we'll be right here am, simply am. So basically now we know what we have done, one mistake here, that is, yeah, semicolon. Okay, so after this we'll be still in function where we have to write the logic for r equal to, if r is greater than equal to 10, correct? We have to go for the zeros, right? It's greater than 10, not 10. If it's equal to 10, then it will display 0 before the 10, so we don't want that. Okay, then you have to write here a string 0, not a string, sorry, yeah, a string, sorry, plus 0 is our string, okay, so it won't change, it will be as it is. R equal to R. I explained this code just now. If you want the explanation, I'll explain again. So in this code, the code uses the ternary operator to check if the value of r minute or second is less than 10. If it prepends a 0 to the value, otherwise it keeps the original value. So for 0, we are writing this as I told you. We'll do the same for minutes, correct? So minute equal to, for a minute what will write? Same, right? Mean greater than 10, again 0, plus min and all set. Again we'll do the same for seconds. Second equal to sec 10. Again what will write? What will be writing? 0 plus sec. Okay, so that's all. And now last thing, let current time c small. Okay, so see, let current time, where current time is a variable, okay, which was introduced inside the function. The variables that I have now done have all been introduced inside the function. Okay, so current time equal to, what we are gonna print is r plus, okay, so plus, where semicolon will be string, plus minutes, plus, where again semicolon will be string, plus sec, plus, yeah, plus, where again this would be a string. No, not required. Sec will be last, right? R minute seconds, yeah, and that's all. Okay, so we have done the current time also. And now the last thing what we are gonna do is document get element by document. So document dot get element by ID, or query selector also you can do. Simple as that. Clock. See, let's see what is the ID. Put it small clock. Okay. So for this we don't need h1 actually. You can just remove h1 also. And we'll just put it like this. And after this, by clock, where I have to put a single thing, that is dot inner HTML, where I am actually displaying the current time, and all set. And I think this should do my job because I have done it totally blindly. And as you can see, here is the time. Now, why am it's showing the right time? Okay, so now the problem is why I am not able to select it is it's updating every second, every 1 second it's updating. So the CSS is also not working, as you can see. A reason why: the text color should be white, we want the color white. We're not getting a color white. Reason about it. So let's do one thing. Let's remove this thing, clear the whole CSS and see it normally. Now you can see. Now what we have to do is trigger this div. Okay, and as you can see, this hour, minute, seconds is gone. If I remove this, let's see what happened. It's gone also. And if I put h1 and write that inside a h1, okay, put it inside a h1 tag, Control C, Control V. See, it's still displaying, but the problem is it's not displaying the CSS file or the h1 tag. It's not giving us a proper h1 tag. So let's center it for now. And what all we gonna do is centered it. See, you just saw something here, but it didn't center and it's on that side only. What can we do? What we can do? Now think about a solution. Go to CSS. It's a div, of course. It's a div, right? It's a h1 div. h1. We have the ID clock. Okay, so as it is, it was showing like this, correct? Instead of it, I won't put anything different. I'll decrease this lines. Okay, so ID clock, I'll save this, taking it on single line. Now the text we are working on, let's just say if we put some numbers here, that is 01, 05 and 34. Let's suppose we put that. Yes, and we can still see the numbers, right? So in this thing about the CSS, I'm going to directly take the clock ID, correct? And another thing, now I know why it was not displaying properly, because I changed the ID to small clock, correct? Inside this, if we go, I'll write, wait, I'll start with the background only. I'll take the background again, body, background black. Let's make it black for now. I'll modify it afterwards. Now I'll add a border white, 2px solid. Now you can see a border here. The time should be, yeah, text align center. Now it should be somewhere here, correct? Now text, no, color white. Okay, so color is white. Now we got a black background, we got color white. Okay, so next thing what we gonna add is, what should we add? Tell me. Simple thing we're gonna add is, we're gonna decrease the width. Okay, width, fit content. We'll make it fit content. No, you can add some more other things. Width, I still don't know how to use max content and min content. Anyways, so I'll put it auto. If I put it auto, it will be taking full, which I don't want. and I want it to be in center, to the div to be in center. So what things we can do right now is just go with, oh sorry, didn't see that I switched some things. So for the width part, let's put %. Okay, we'll put it as 10%. We'll start from here. Okay, let's put 20%. Cool. Now next thing what we want is the font size and font family. Font family to be cursive itself, which is now cursive of course. Then font size should be something around 25px. No, we want it more big. I want it to be like 50px. No, more big. 100px. Now we have to adjust a bit, which will be 35%. Perfect. So 35% seems perfect to me. Now next thing is justify items center. Can we do it? No. Justify content center. Can we do it? No. Align items center. No, still don't. Text align center. Still don't. Oh wait, text align, we have put it up. So that's all. And then we are gonna start with, there's no point in this 3 things because text align is taking place. So what we gonna do is add a margin from top and from the left, which will be of 20px, not 20px, 20% will be better. Yeah, so 20% we are down, and margin left will be 35% and all sorted somewhere in between, which will be 33%. And seems perfect. I still think 2 things are missing. Yep, I think this one is better, cute, good looking. Yeah, a big clock you can see here, and done. We are done with the project here right now, where we can see we have used DSA in this and we have designed a clock out of it. We have designed it in this thing. Yeah, and one more thing very important which is missing is, should write here AM or PM. For now I'll write AM to check if it takes place as, no, the AM PM is not showing. So you can see AM PM is not, you can't see the AM PM. What are we missing? What all things are we missing? You have to see the HTML again. They haven't put AM PM. Yeah, in the JavaScript, I think what we are missing is, here is the problem. The current time AM PM we haven't displayed in the JavaScript itself, correct? So we have to just add here AM PM. How have they added it? Let's see how have they. Okay, so I have to just put a plus here, AM PM, and all sorted. And now we can see PM, correct? So again let's adjust this width to 40%. Now things need to be changed from the left hand side, which should be 30% back to left, and I think the width should be like 45%, big enough. No, actually 40 is better. Okay, so as you can see there is this PM, but what I'm going to do is remove this, because yeah, it can still show. You don't need to put it there. Since it's PM, we have to put it PM. And boom, here we are with a new project, creating a clock in DSA using JavaScript. Simple project. Literally took half an hour or an hour. Very beginning project. That's all for today. I have done this streaming for like a small project today. In the next stream, we'll be working back on my React project where we were doing these things. Let me show you what we were doing. We are using Tailwind and stuff, where we were working on these cards. We'll be making one more card section where we'll be putting our design and portfolio. And now in this card section, I'll be adding some new things also, since we have done this project. So I'll be adding one of this project in the cards also, this card section. I'll start this project once for you to see. I'll close this port, close this. It's still working, Lama. So in this I'll show you components. Yeah, never mind. So we have to just go to new terminal right here, cd space portfolio dash your project name basically. Then we go into that folder and just write npm start. We'll start a React server where we can see this localhost where I was making this project. In this project, now I'll be updating this second card where I'll be putting it as new description. View this project will be provided with the new GitHub link. I'll provide my GitHub link also. In this GitHub link also I'll be providing here. And then after that we'll be adding one more component before the portfolio. Actually this should we should have done this portfolio afterwards, but we should add something else here and we'll put some good things here. Okay, so that's all we're gonna do in the next stream, and it should be a good code should take place, and side by side we'll be doing some small projects of DSA also. Side by side we'll start doing some small projects of DSA like we did today. Okay, so in the next we'll be making some different projects also, so which will be cool enough, I think. So for now I'll just close this. Okay, so that's all we're gonna do. Control C and terminate job, closing this portfolio, and that's all for today. It's a short stream today. Maybe at night we might start working on React again. So that's all we're gonna be doing for today. Thank you and bye bye guys. That's all for today. Meet you tomorrow for a coding stream on React only. We'll be updating it and adding some new features also on the side by side. Okay, that's all guys. Meet you tomorrow for the coding stuff. Thank you for the joining stream, and thank you Chirag once again for the donation here. I'm so thankful for the donation. I really need the money. That's why I'm streaming. Lama. Thank you very much. Chalo. Bye bye guys. Meet you tomorrow.